What's going on, everybody? Sports Player 2.0 Daniel here. And guys, today I'm going to be recapping Game 1 of the Stanley Cup qualifiers. Game 1 of each Stanley Cup qualifying game. Starting with the Rangers visiting the Hurricanes. Jacob Slavin opened up the game 1-0 in 1 minute and 1 second in. The Hurricanes scored their first goal to make it 1-0 Hurricanes. Then Sebastian Aho followed it up, giving the Hurricanes a 2-0 lead in the second period. Mika Zibanejad closed the gap by scoring a goal, 2-1 Carolina now. Then Martin Necas extended the Hurricanes' lead 3-1 to make it 3-1, yeah. Then Mark Stahl tried to make it close, 3-2 Hurricanes, but that was all she wrote as the Hurricanes beat the Rangers 3-2. I know I picked the Rangers to win this game. I still believe they can win this game, but yep, the Hurricanes took game 1. Moving on to the Blackhawks and the Oilers. Connor McDavid opened up the game, 1-0 Oilers. Then Dylan Strome tied it 1-1. Then Jonathan Toews followed it up to make it 2-1 Hawks in the first period. Then Brandon Saad scored to make it 3-1 Chicago. Then Jonathan Toews scored his second goal of the game to make it 4-1 Chicago. It's turning into a blowout now. Then Leon Draisaitl closed the gap a little bit. Leon Draisaitl scored to make it 4-2 Blackhawks. Then Kubalik scored to make it 5-2 Blackhawks. Then Kubalik scored again to make it 6-2 Blackhawks. Then James Neal closed the gap a little bit to 6-3 Blackhawks. And then Ryan Nugent-Hopkins scored to make it 6-4 Blackhawks, but it's too little too late for the Oilers, and the Blackhawks win 6-4. Moving on to the Panthers versus the Islanders. Oh, I forgot to tell you who I picked to win this series. I know I picked the Oilers to win the series, but I'm kind of regretting that now because the Blackhawks have more experience than the Oilers do. Yep, in the playoffs, I mean. Blackhawks have more experience in the playoffs. Moving on to the Panthers versus the Islanders. Pajot opened it up for the Islanders. 12 minutes in to the first period, Islanders up 1-0. Then Beauvillier extended the Islanders' lead by scoring a goal, 2-0 Islanders. And then Huberdeau scored to close the gap a little bit, but that was all it was. 2-1 Islanders. Islanders hang on to win this one, 2-1. Islanders took game 1. I know I picked the Panthers in this one. I still believe the Panthers can win this series because Bobrovsky was in net, and I think Bobrovsky can carry them to a win. This one's the most surprising one that I saw. The Canadiens beating the Penguins. The Canadiens jumped out to a 1-0 lead by Kotkaniemi scoring the goal, a deflected goal, 1-0 Montreal. Then Nick Suzuki extended the Canadiens' lead 2-0. I thought Montreal was going to run away with it. But then Sidney Crosby, being Sidney Crosby, closes the gap, 2-1 Montreal. And then Brian Rust ties the game at 2. Yep. But then Petrie, overtime goal to win it for the Canadiens. I picked the Penguins to win this series, and I still think they're going to win it, but Canadiens, good job fighting. Next, the Flames beat the Jets 4-1. Let's see how it transpired. Kopp started it for the Jets. 1-0 Winnipeg Jets. That's how it started. Winnipeg had a 1-0 lead, and then it was all the Flames. Johnny Gaudreau tied it at 1. Then Ryder took the lead 2-1 for the Flames. Then Michael Backlund scored to give the Flames a 3-1 lead. Then Mangiapane extended the lead even further, 4-1, and that was all she wrote for the Jets. 4-1 final for the Flames. I picked the Jets to win this series, and I still think they can win it, but this was a terrible performance. I think they missed Mark Scheifele, because Mark Scheifele got really hurt in that first period, and I think that will be a huge loss for the Jets if he doesn't come back. So yeah, that was all she wrote for the Jets. Moving on to today's games, Coyotes beat the Predators 4-3. Ekman-Larsson started it off for the Coyotes. Then Dvorak made it 2-0 for the Coyotes. Then Keller made it 3-0 for the Coyotes. It looked like it would be a blowout, but then Philip Forsberg made it 3-1. Then Michael Grabner got the winning goal. Good thing he got it, because it's 4-1 Arizona. But then look at this. Nashville's coming back. Ryan Ellis scoring, and then Philip Forsberg, his second goal of the game. 4-3 Arizona, and that was all for the Nashville Predators. It was too little, too late, and the Coyotes get it done, 4-3. Next game, the Blue Jackets, they had a 2-0 shutout win over the Maple Leafs. Atkinson jumped out to a 1-0 lead, and then Wenberg 2-0, and that was all for the Maple Leafs. They got shut out by the Blue Jackets. I picked the Maple Leafs to win that series, and I'm kind of regretting it now because Blue Jackets are off to a fast start, and in this one I picked the Coyotes, so good start for the Coyotes. And the final matchup that happened was the Wild versus the Canucks. Fiala got it started for the Wild, a 3-0 shutout for the Wild. Spurgeon followed it up with a 2-0 Minnesota lead. And then the final Spurgeon with the big shot into the empty net to end the game. Yep, 3-0 Wild win. And that was all for the qualifying rounds. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys in the next one.